it's Chloe and we're back with another video. You guys, let's get into Ladies Who List Atlanta Season 1, Episode 3. Baby, be careful who you call your friends. Be careful who you call your best friends. Okay? If they don't know enough about you to sympathize and understand you, that's not your best friend. That's an associate, an acquaintance. Be careful who you call your friends, okay? Now, the episode picks up where it left off, right? Crystyl's yelling and telling Robin, you're triggered, you're triggered, you're triggered. Robin, you're triggered, you're triggered. And so Robin automatically went into defense mode, like, oh, so you saying I'm triggered? Oh, I'm gonna give you triggered, all right. That's basically what it was giving, okay? So Tiana's trying to tell Crystal, like, stop saying she's triggered because you're only triggering her more. Like, cut it out, you're doing too much, okay? Crystal wants to tell Tiana, like, you don't understand Robin. You don't know her, okay? That's my best friend. I know how to handle her. She's always mad. Well, tell us how you really feel, Crystal. You mean to tell me that that's your best friend and she always mad and you the only one that can handle her? Okay, cool. All right. Tiana's in the confessional, like, I really don't know, Crystal and Robin's friendship, but what it's looking like, Crystal's doing too much. And I would totally have to agree. Crystal, you don't put out a fire by adding lighter fluid to it. Okay? You just don't. Grab a cup of water, sprinkle it on there, and let the flames deflate. Okay? What you were doing is gaslighting the situation. By you starting to yell, you're triggered, it's triggering. Y'all, as many times I heard the word trigger, I'm triggered. Okay? Tiffany feels as though, by Crystal saying you're triggered, it's kind of like dismissing Robin's health issues. Because we already know that Robin sat there and told them that she has health issues, mental health issues, okay? So I just don't understand why, as a best friend, and you know that this lady has mental health issues and she's maybe a little bit unstable right now, will you start yelling, you're triggered? So this is my whole thought of it. I think that in Crystal's mind, she feels as though by saying you're triggered, it's supposed to help Robin realize that she's now becoming unstable, okay? Which is why even in the office when they were sitting in there and Robin started getting defensive, she started saying, you're triggered. Because it's like, you need to realize you're getting riled up. You need to realize you're getting riled up. And I really think that you need to find a new word for triggered, Crystal. Okay, because as many times as we heard the word triggered in this whole episode, child, I am completely triggered. Okay, Tiana is on the sideline, clutching her imaginary pearls because Robin is like, going off the chain. Okay, and I'm like, of course you would, Kiana. You still got a bone to pick with her. You still got an issue with her. Not realizing that issue that y'all have has nothing to do with the way everything is going down right now. Okay, now I want to find out why Kiara thought it was necessary to take off her shoes. Kiara's sitting there like, oh, I got my shoes off because you see the way she came at you? You see the way she came at you and you her friend, so I had to be prepared. I'm sitting here like, oh, so you was ready to take it there? You was really ready to take it there. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. And this is why it's unfortunate that us as Black women cannot come together to do things together, because it's always a lot of cattiness. He said, she said, I feel this type of way. I feel this type of way behind the scenes. Okay? Can we just be adults and make some money? Can we just do a business transaction, keep it professional, and move the heck on? No. Okay? Are you over there taking off your shoes? Like, why? Now, I am going to say, I understand that Robin was triggered, okay? But she should not have hit Crystal. I'm sorry. You can't go around hitting people. I'm just sorry. Call it what you want. She hit her. Crystal understood enough to know, like, okay, I'm not going to really, jump up off at her because I understand what she's going with. But had Robin did that to someone who didn't know her backstory or who didn't sympathize with her and didn't understand her, they probably would have got up and popped off. I'm just saying. I'm calling it how I see it. All right. Crystal's sitting there crying because she just doesn't understand where all of this came from. Girl, it happened because you didn't have your best friend's back. You were there to be a mediator of some sort to, introduce the women to, Robin and, have this idea presented to them and we're going to take over Atlanta. And instead of doing that, what you did was you kept throwing lighter fluid on the daggone fire, which made it explode more and more and more. Crystal, you knew that these women had issues that they wanted to discuss with Robin. We sit here and seeing these ladies tell you that they had issues that they wanted to discuss with Robin. So you should have been like, how about you hear what they have to say? How about you hear what Robin has to say after she presents this idea? You guys can go have your own individual conversations about what you feel needs to be done in order for us to make this happen. Not sit there and entice the situation, because now we got a whole ball of mess. And you not looking good at it. So Robin goes to do yoga to calm herself down, okay? I'm here for the yoga of it all. I'm definitely here. She says it's like her therapy. And I feel like for Robin, this is good. Something to keep her calm, something to keep her zen, something to help deal with her mental issues, okay? She's still upset. She's still angry because she feels as though her best friend, Crystal, did not have her back. And I agree with her. And I'm going to tell y'all why, because Crystal does this thing where when she finds out what's wrong with you, she kind of throws it back at you to use it against you. For instance, when they were in the office and, Crystal was, and Robin was telling her she wanted to start, this whole, brokers farm or whatever the case may be. The first thing she said was, you don't play nice in the playground. And it's like, what are you talking about? That's your friend. Why are you not going to support her? Why are you not going to tell her, let's go for it, reach for it, let's go for it? Like, you sit there and you point out the fact, oh, you don't play nice in the playground. It's like every chance she gets to bring out a negative trait of Robin, she does it. And that's disgusting. That's what I feel bothered the most by when it comes to Crystal. It's because Crystal, you're supposed to be her best friend, yet and still you only focus on her flaws. I don't think I've ever heard her say anything really good about Robin. Everything is always, you don't play nice in the you don't play nice in the playground. You're triggered. You're this. Like, girl, relax yourself. And you call yourself a friend? Be careful who you call your friends. So while Robin is doing her yoga session and she realized that, Crystal should have had her back a little bit more, she's starting to, question her friendship and decide whether or not she wants to continue this friendship with her. And I don't really blame her, okay? Because from the character that I'm seeing from Crystal, I really feel like they both probably won't be good for each other, okay? Kiana sits down with her husband, you gotta have that little pillow talk, okay? She's telling him what happened in the meetup, okay? How, a lot of people had a lot of bones to pick with Robin, including herself, okay? And then, Robin got a little defensive, and then, Crystal started yelling, you're triggered, and every time she said triggered, Robin grew into the Incredible Hulk more and more and more, okay? But she still wants to have this conversation with her about the files, okay? The files that she wouldn't hold for free, the ones that she wanted to charge her $500 for. Because, like, if you want to be a woman and you want us to come together and you want us to be empowered, how come you couldn't help me when I needed someone to help empower me, okay? Which I completely, totally understand. But you also, Kiana, like, you've been holding on to this for a whole year. You expect for you to sit down with this woman at a random time and her to actually know that you have a problem? She didn't know you had a problem. Can we be adults and discuss issues when they happen? Can we be adults and discuss issues when it happened? Instead of, holding a grudge and being mad at her for all this time, why you just didn't say to her at that time, Robin, I really, really need your help. I'm not in a position to pay you $1,300 to hold these files. I'm trying to get my brokerage off the form. Can you please do me this as a favor? Instead, you decided to say, oh, she's trying to get me for my money. I ain't got nothing to say to her. I'm done with her. I'm not talking to her. It's over from the rip. I don't want to hear nothing she got to say. It's a no. You came into there with the energy that it was going to be a no, period. So why even come? Why even come? I feel like everybody's always holding on to these issues and then they want to come into the situation and expect for it to just fly over smooth. It's been a whole year. You done got your brokerage off the floor. You're making money. You're doing your thing and you holding on to this little piece because a whole year later, now she wants to come together and build something with beautiful black women. It's too much for you to understand because she wouldn't hold your files at that time. Grow up. Grow up. So Tiana and Tiffany go to the furniture store, okay, and they run in and they go to Michael's furniture store, and he's a well-renowned interior decorator, okay, and he's telling he want to put his penthouse on the market, really furnished. He did some upgrades. He want to get it out there, okay, and she was like, well, let me come look at it, okay, and he was like, yeah, I'm definitely willing to sell it, and I don't have a realtor, so Let's do something, okay? That's really good for Tiana because she'll be able to, get a little change off of that. Okay? While Tiffany and Tiana are, in the furniture store, they start having a conversation about this. Now, Tiffany is really, really, really concerned because she deals with her own mental health issues. So she really sympathizes with Robin, and she knows what it's like to feel like you're being, drugged down or you're being cast out, okay? And she don't want her to go and dig herself into a depression or dig herself into a hole where it's too hard to get out, okay? So she wants to reach out to her and she wants to, just let her know, like, you're not alone, okay? You've dealing with some, mental issues. I have too. I just want you to know that I am here for you wholeheartedly and genuine. And I think it was nice, okay? Because sometimes no one can understand what someone is going through unless you've been through it. Okay. Now, Cristyl goes to her therapist because she wants to, get some clarity on what happened. She needs to figure out, should she stay friends with Cristyl or is it time to let this relationship go? I really thought that it was weird that she sat down and she talked to her therapist and was like, I think the only person name you're going to know here is Robin. And the therapist was like, no, I don't know no Robin. And she was like, that's crazy because that's my best friend. And now I'm sitting here like, is that really your best friend? Because like you go to a therapist I would assume on a regular basis, and you work with Robin and that's your best friend. And for some reason, your therapist has never heard the name Robin. That don't even make sense to me. I'm just being honest. It don't make sense to me. If I can still go to my therapist and talk about things I've been through with friends in the past to this day. So you mean to tell me you have a friend that you work with and your therapist don't know about her, especially when you sitting there all the time telling her that she's triggered? Okay. So in this therapy section, she does acknowledge the fact that she kept saying that she's triggered, okay? And maybe she shouldn't have used that word. I'm like, good for you, okay? She tells her therapist that she felt like Robin was being attacked, okay? So she tried to diffuse it because she felt as though by her jumping in the middle of it and trying to, calm her down by saying you're triggered, she would receive it from her because she knows that that's her friend and her intentions for her are good. It says that she kept saying, you're triggered. And she's starting to realize that maybe that wasn't a good word. Maybe that wasn't a good word to use. And it just makes me think, how many times have y'all been in these situations and you yelled out you triggered? Because I've seen it twice and we only on episode 3. And the last time you were yelling you triggered in that office, I don't think it worked then either. So you continue to use the same word to help your friend and you realize that it ain't helping. And you're just now coming to this self-discovery. Okay, Cristyl, cool. But when Cristyl brought up the fact that she hit her, and I completely am on Crystyl's side, you have to set your boundaries. You have to set your boundaries for your personal space, okay? Maybe she didn't understand that the word triggering was going to trigger her, but that still gives no right for Robin to put her hands on her. It just doesn't. When she said, stop it. No. I'm not your child. Don't chastise me. I'm trying to diffuse it, whether you believe it or not, whether you're receiving it or not. I'm going to need you to calm down because you're not having that same energy with the same women over here, calling you out. Cristyl says that she's hurt, okay? Because she feels like Robin owes her an apology. And I think Robin does owe her apology for the hitting. I do, okay? But she also says that, that's like her best friend. And, she does know some of the things that she went through. And she does know some of the stuff that she's been through. But she's starting to realize that she doesn't know enough to be able to sympathize with her the way she needs her to. But so, if Robin is a big part of your life and you're always trying to help her, when she's being mentally unstable or when things are, actually going the way Robin wants and she starts to, probably have a fit here or fit there. You've never once brought this up to your therapist to help you be able to be there for your friend. You're literally going to a therapist who works with mental health patients to help people stay sane and get through their daily life. And you deal with someone who has a mental health issue and you want to be there to support them. You never once asked your therapist, what are some tools that I can use to help her? Because I love her, because I want her to win, because I want her to be able to work with people. What are these tools that you are using as a friend? How Robin, has to deal with her own therapy session is up to Robin. But what are you doing as a friend? Be careful who you call your friends if you cannot be there for them as a friend. Be careful who you say is your friend if they can't be there for you as a friend. We too old to be using this word friend and best friend too much. That's all I'm saying, okay? Kiara then goes to show B. Simone a condo, okay? This condo is beautiful. It's a nice condo. B. Simone still out here manifesting a man, child. Okay, she gonna manifest a man, put some deodorant, some lotion over here. Even though the condo is beautiful, it's still not enough space. I'm at the point where I'm just like, B. Simone, if you need this much space, go buy a house. Just go buy a house. You about to spend $400 and something thousand on a condo. Just go buy a house and you can have floors. You can have 2 floors, okay? You can have a master bedroom, 2 other bedrooms, a walk-in closet, a 3-bathroom shower. You can have it all. Go buy a house. Why are you still trying to get this condo? I mean, I understand that she says the maintenance on it is too high and this, that, and the other, but then don't complain about a condo. It's a condo in a building on the 27th floor. How much space do you really think you're about to get? I'm just curious. I'm really just curious, okay? Robin goes to meet with Tiffany, and I'm very happy that Tiffany met Robin, okay? And I'm happy that Tiffany understands Robin. And I feel like in this instance, the trauma bonding could be good. And I say this because when people have addictions, let's just use addictions for, for example, when someone's dealing with like alcoholism or drug abuse and things like that, it's best for them to go with other people who has that same issues as support. So I'm really glad that she met with Tiffany, because after hearing Tiffany's backstory of her mental health issues of depression, anxiety, and then hearing Robin's mental health issues and how she's mentally unstable, which is why as a friend, Crystal, you should understand that your friend is mentally unstable and that saying you're triggered is not a good thing to say to them, okay? But anyway, I feel like they have a good understanding. Sometimes you need someone to understand you and to accept you for that and be able to help work through those issues with you. Because as much as we want to do it alone, we can't. We need support. So I'm happy that they both been through these things and they can, depend on each other in a sense to help pull themselves out of those, moments when they happen. So I am personally happy that Tiffany and Robin build a little relationship, because sometimes you need someone to just have your back and to understand you wholeheartedly with no judgment, okay? Tiffany finally meets with Michael, and when I say this daggone penthouse is beautiful, it is beautiful. I love those, refrigerator cabinets where you can't tell it's a refrigerator because it's a cabinet. The freaking view in the daggone bedroom was beautiful, okay? I said, B. Simone, maybe you should look into a penthouse, sis. Because there was a lot of room and there was 2 floors, okay? Maybe you should look into the penthouse business. Get rid of them condos, okay? So when they go outside, he kept saying, so you saying it's a seller's market, right? And she's like, definitely it's a seller's market. Now, first I was like, what's the difference with seller's market, buyer's market? Because the seller, at this point, what they're trying to say is that the seller kind of has the upper hand. Because, like when the market crashed, it usually becomes a buyer's market, because that means they could get these properties for cheaper. But right now, what he's trying to say, look, you sure that it's a seller's market? Because I done put a lot into this, into this penthouse, and I want to sell it full price. And I may be worried that I may have put too much money in it, because I don't think people are willing to spend that money right now, especially in the middle of what we going through in the whole world, okay? So she was like, oh, definitely. I'm definitely seeing about 1.4 million. He said, oh, no, no. Well, I'm going to take it as if he was saying, oh, no, that's not going to work, okay? But we don't know, because we never got down to the bottom of whether that's going to work or not. He could have just been saying, oh, no, that's great. Or, oh, no, ain't going to work out for me. We going to have to add a couple of more 100,000s to this, because I done put a lot of upgrades in this, okay? But that daggone penthouse was nice, okay? I need to start manifesting. I'm going to start manifesting some stuff, okay? So Kiana and Robin meet up, and it just annoys me so much that we cannot let this little old issue go. It annoys me that something that you feel was such a big deal at the time, you did not address with her at that time. And now a whole year later, you want to keep bringing it up and making a big deal. Robin said, of course, I was like, sitting there like, okay, I'm sorry, because I was blindsided. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know that was coming. And it's like, exactly. If y'all was so close, and I mean close enough for you to call her to ask her to hold your stuff, why you just didn't tell her I'm mad? I'm mad because I really expected you as a friend to do this for me. And then Robin could have probably been like, you know what, you're right, I got you. Or she could have said, no, I still want to charge you. But then you could have moved accordingly and y'all wouldn't have been holding on to this grudge for a whole year, and Robin would have knew about it. And then this would make perfect sense as to why you would be like, no, I'm not doing business with her. They go back and forth about your apology wasn't sincere. Well, your acknowledgement of my apology wasn't sincere. Like, child, it's just too much. It's too much. I'm tired of going back and forth with them, okay? They need to figure it out. Either you're going to be friends or you're not going to be friends. Either you're going to do business together or you're not going to do business together. And that's pretty much where it left off. And what I want to say about the girl who's so upset about them daggone text message, about the Instagram blocking of it all, girl, grow up. Grow up. Was you stalking them to go realize that neither one of them was following you? Did you go say, let me go check out her page and realize that she wasn't following you? But what I will say that it takes a lot of energy to unfollow someone. That means you got to go find them and purposely unfollow them. So I do want to know, why was she unfollowed? Because it is a little bit shady. But now we're talking business, baby. We talking business. Obviously, she thought of you enough to invite you here. So maybe it's not as deep as you thought. Or maybe she saw you as competition at the time and didn't want to be bothered. She didn't want to see your success. Sometimes you need to, focus on you. Focus on you. But I'm just curious. I'm just curious how this all going to play out. But y'all, that was Ladies Who List Atlanta, episode 3. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Because I think I'm going to continue this, because it's definitely giving me some energy and I'm loving the way I'm feeling about it, okay? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys later for another review on Ladies Who List Atlanta, episode 4 next week, okay? Look out for Married at First Sight. Look out for Ready to Love. Y'all, we going to be busy. We going to be busy. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think down in the comments, okay? Peace.